Greetings aspirants, welcome back to Daily Current Affairs Analysis by CivicCentreIAS, where we shall discuss important relevant articles from the UPSC CSE Prelims perspective. Displayed are the topics which we are going to discuss today. The first article says that with domestic demand seen waning amid a spike in inflation and input cost, investment plans by India's private sector took a hit, falling 1.4% in the October to December quarter, that is quarter 3 of 2024-2025 after a fleeting recovery in the second quarter. However, the government capital expenditure plans registered a sharp growth, lifting overall fresh investments in the economy by 9.9% in quarter 3 to rupees 11.46 lakh crore from an updated tally of rupees 10.43 lakh crore recorded in the quarter 2. And this rise was led by a 34.6% spike in fresh investments by the state governments over quarter 2 levels, almost thrice the 11.8% growth in new outlays announced by the union government. So in this context, let's discuss about capital expenditure. Know that capital expenditure, in short, the Capex, refers to the funds allocated by the government or businesses for acquiring or upgrading physical assets such as infrastructure, machinery, buildings and technology. Significantly, it is critical for driving economic growth and enhancing productive capacity. To elaborate further, see, the government capital expenditure focuses on infrastructure development, public services like health and education, and defense equipment. Meanwhile, private sector capital expenditure involves investment in plants, machineries, and technology to expand businesses. But what makes this capital expenditure so unique? First, it is a long-term investment generating returns over several years. Additionally, it also contributes to the asset creation and also enhances economic productivity and generates employment opportunities. Now, let's see the role of capital expenditure in the economic growth. See, with its multiplier effect, specifically investments in infrastructure and industrial projects, it stimulates the demand in related industries like steel, cement and other labor-intense sectors. But not only that. See, capital expenditure plays a vital role in employment generation, creating both direct jobs in construction and manufacturing and also the indirect jobs in the allied sectors. Furthermore, the capital expenditure has the potential to crowd in private investment by building enabling infrastructure such as roads, ports, and power plants, and in the long run, this promotes sustainable growth by enhancing the economy's productivity and global competitiveness. However, implementing this capital expenditure comes with its share of challenges. Let's discuss a few of them. First, delays in execution often hinder the timely completion of the projects. For instance, issues related to land acquisition or securing environmental clearances and other procedural inefficiencies can significantly slow down the progress. And these delays in turn increase project cost and overall reduce the efficiency. Second, funding constraints pose a critical challenge. Due to its high physical deficits, the government often struggles to allocate sufficient funds for the capital expenditure. As a result, the key infrastructure projects may face budget cutdowns or slower implementation. Finally, regional imbalances remain a pressing issue. To explain further, the uneven distribution of capital expenditure spending leads to disproportionate development across the states. While some regions benefit greatly, others are left behind, creating inequalities and hampering the inclusive growth. Now, moving to the second article, it says that at a time when opposition leaders have raised questions over the Election Commission's fairness, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday hailed its role in conducting impartial elections and urged citizens to vote in large numbers. So in this context, let's talk about the Election Commission of India. To begin with, the Election Commission of India, in short the ECI, is a permanent constitutional body established on 25th of January 1950. Further, the establishment of ECI is in accordance with the Article 324 of the Constitution, which gives the Commission the authority over the conduct of elections in India. Next, let's take a closer look at the composition of Election Commission. Initially, the ECI consisted of only the Chief Election Commissioner. However, it has evolved over the time. Currently, the Commission includes a Chief Election Commissioner and 2 Election Commissioners. Now, moving on, let's discuss the powers and responsibilities of the Election Commission. Firstly, the ECI has the superintendence, direction and control over elections to Parliament and state legislatures and elections to the offices of the President and Vice President of India. In addition, the Commission plays an advisory role also. For instance, it advises on disqualification of MPs and MLAs after the elections. Moreover, it is consulted in cases of corruption and other electoral offences. Importantly, the President or Governor is bound by the ECI's opinion in such matters. Not only that, also know that ECI also performs quasi-judicial functions. Specifically, it has the authority to disqualify candidates for non-compliance with the election expenditure declarations. Additionally, it also resolves disputes regarding the recognition of political parties and their electoral symbols. And the other key function is enforcing the model code of conduct during elections to ensure free and fair practices. And moving on the administrative side, the ECI is responsible for a wide range of tasks. Like the ECI oversees delimitation, where it determines the boundaries and number of electoral constituencies across the country. Next, it manages the registration of voters and ensures that electoral rolls are regularly updated. By doing this, the Commission guarantees that every eligible citizen can participate in the democratic progress. Not only that, in addition to this, the ECI plays a pivotal role in election management. For instance, it sets election schedules, thoroughly reviews the nominations, and closely monitors campaign expenditures to maintain the transparency. Moreover, the ECI actively works to address the electoral malpractices such as booth capturing or tampering to uphold the integrity of elections. Finally, it determines a political party status, whether it qualifies as a national or state party based on its electoral performance. Well, the next article says that terming the Uniform Civil Code, that is UCC, as a progressive piece of legislation, the former Chief Justice of India and Rajya Sabha member Ranjan Gogoi Sunday said that UCC is an important step towards the national integration. However, he also urged the government to build consensus before implementing it. Well, in this context, let's know about Uniform Civil Code briefly. First of all, what exactly is this Uniform Civil Code? See, the Uniform Civil Code, in short the UCC, is a proper set of laws intended to replace the diverse personal laws governing various communities in the country with a single set of laws applicable to all citizens irrespective of their religion. Next, let's look at the constitutional basis of this Uniform Civil Code. Interestingly, the UCC finds mention in the Article 44 of the Indian Constitution, and this article, which is part of Directive Principles of State Policy, states that the state shall endeavour to secure a uniform civil code for all the citizens throughout the India. However, these principles are not legally enforceable. Instead, they serve as a guiding framework for the state to develop policies that reflect the spirit of the Constitution. While some support the UCC as a way to promote national integration and gender justice, others oppose it, viewing it as a potential threat to religious freedom and diversity. Furthermore, the core idea behind the UCC is to promote equality and non-discrimination. Specifically, it aims to ensure that all citizens are governed by the same set of laws in matters such as marriage, divorce, inheritance, and adoption. In this way, the UCC seeks to create a just and equitable legal framework for all. And now, when it comes to the current status of UCC, there are some noteworthy developments. For instance, Goa is the only state in India that already has a uniform civil code known as Goa Civil Code. This common family law was retained after Goa was liberated from the Portuguese rule in the year 1961. And meanwhile, the rest of India follows different personal laws based on religion or community identity. And more recently, Uttarakhand passed the Uttarakhand Uniform Civil Code Bill 2024, making it the first state in India to officially implement a UCC. Well, moving ahead, the next article says that despite the volatility in the stock market, the Securities Transaction Tax collection has shot up by over 75% to rupees 44,538 crores as of January 12, 2025 as against rupees 25,415 crore rise in the same period in the year 2024. And this rise in collections comes despite a hike in STT, that is Securities Transaction Tax, on futures and options of securities that was levied in a bid to curb speculative market activity in the F&O segment. Now in this context, let's know what a Securities Transaction Tax is. Know that the Securities Transaction Tax, in short the STT, is a direct tax levied on the purchase and sale of securities such as the stocks, mutual funds and derivatives on recognized stock exchanges in India. Furthermore, it is levied and collected by the central government of India. Next, let's understand the objective of introducing STT. Know that it was introduced in the year 2004 and was designed to replace the stamp duty on securities transactions. By doing so, it serves two main purposes. First, it generates revenue for the government and regulates the speculative trading, especially in high-risk segments like the derivatives. In essence, STT aims to bring structure and discipline to trading activity in the financial markets. Now, let's look at the key features of this STT. Know that STT is applied to transactions involving the equity shares, derivatives, and units of equity-oriented mutual funds. Additionally, it is levied on unlisted shares that are sold under an offer for sale and later listed on the stock exchanges. Further, it covers transactions conducted both on and off stock exchanges such as off-market trades or trades on foreign exchange. This wide applicability ensures that a substantial portion of market activity falls under the purview of this STT. Now, moving on, let's discuss the benefits and concerns associated with the STT. First, let's see the benefits. See, primarily, the STT serves as a significant revenue source for the government. For instance, the recent surge in collections highlights its potential to support the public finances. Secondly, by increasing transactions cost, it helps regulate speculative trading, especially in segments like futures and options, which are prone to excessive speculation. However, there are concerns as well. For example, the Securities Transaction Tax can deter trading by making it more expensive, which may reduce market liquidity, and also additionally, higher transaction cost could distort market pricing, impacting efficient price discovery. The next article says that recently a group of fishermen was stranded on Kenya's popular lake Naivasha for that long and blamed the water hyacinth that has taken over large parts of it. Well, in this context, let's talk about the water hyacinth. Its scientific name is Iconia crassips. Interestingly, it is native to South America and was introduced to India during the British colonial rule as an ornamental aquatic plant. With its beautiful purple flowers, it certainly has a high aesthetic value. But its invasive nature has become a global concern now. So, let's discuss the issues caused by the water hyacinth. Firstly, it is classified as an obnoxious aquatic weed. In fact, its invasive nature poses a significant threat to water ecosystems, particularly in South Asia, including India. Moreover, it grows prolifically, choking water bodies like rivers, ponds, lakes, and dams, and disrupting their nature balance. Secondly, its impact on ecosystems is severe as it blocks the sunlight, which significantly reduces oxygen levels in water, affecting the aquatic life. As a result, it renders water bodies unfit for commercial fisheries, transportation, and recreational activities. Ultimately, the water hyacinth degrades the water bodies, making them unsuitable for various uses and threatening the livelihoods of communities dependent on them. But that's not the entire story. Despite its invasive nature, the water hyacinth has some significance worth noting. For example, it is used as a biofertilizer in some of the organic farming practices, and this application takes advantage of its natural properties to enrich the soil. Additionally, it is effective in phytoremediation, which means it can remove toxic metabolites and heavy metals from water. In simpler terms, it aids in water purification, making it a potential tool for addressing pollution in the water bodies. Now, moving to the next article, it says that Union Minister for Railways, Information and Broadcasting and Electronics and Information Technology, Shri Ashwini Vaishnav, will be participating in the World Economic Forum 2025 at Davos, and his visit highlights India's commitment to driving inclusive growth and transformative development as envisioned by the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. Well, in this context, let's know briefly about the World Economic Forum, that is WEF in short. Know that the World Economic Forum is an international organization that brings together global leaders from various sectors to address economic, social, and environmental challenges. Significantly, it aims to foster international cooperation and innovation for a sustainable future. Now, let's explore its foundation and key details. To begin with, the WEF was established in the year 1971 by Klaus Schwab and headquartered in Cologne, Geneva, Switzerland. It was initially known as the European Management Forum. Later in the year 1987, it was renamed as the World Economic Forum, reflecting its broader global focus. And additionally, the WEF is a non-profit organization funded by its membership, which includes global corporations, government agencies, and civil society organizations. Next, let's talk about the objectives of the World Economic Forum. See, primarily, the World Economic Forum seeks to promote public-private cooperation to tackle the global issues. And significantly, it also aims to address the critical challenges like the climate change, economic inequality, and technological transformation. Moreover, it facilitates discussions and actions focused on economic development, sustainability, and governance. And one of the most well-known aspects of the WEF is its annual meeting held in Davos, Switzerland. And this event gathers global leaders, CEOs, economists, and activists to discuss the pressing global challenges and explore the solutions. Notably, it is a platform for high-level collaboration and innovative ideas. To your information, remember the key reports published by the World Economic Forum. That is the Global Competitiveness Report, Global Gender Gap Report, Global Risk Report, Future of Jobs Report, and etc. Furthermore, the WEF drives the initiatives and partnerships to address the contemporary challenges. For example, the Great Reset Initiative focuses on rebuilding the world post-COVID-19 to achieve a more equitable and sustainable future. Another notable program is the Global Lighthouse Network, which promotes the adoption of advanced manufacturing and Industry 4.0 technologies. Lastly, the Climate Action Platform, which works towards achieving net zero emissions and combating climate change on a global scale. And these initiatives reflect the World Economic Forum's commitment to driving the positive change. Well, moving to the next article, it says that Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, that is FSSAI, has enforced robust measures at a massive scale to ensure the availability of safe and hygienic food for millions of devotees at Mahakumbh Mela 2025 underway in Prayagraj. So, by deploying food safety officers, mobile food testing labs, and through awareness campaigns, FSSAI is at the forefront of ensuring food safety during Mahakumbh Mela. Well, in this context, let's know about the FSSAI. See, It is an autonomous body established under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare under the Government of India. Furthermore, this FSSAI has been established under the Food Safety and Standards Act of 2006, which is a consolidating statute related to the food safety and regulation in India. And it comes with a vision of building a new India by enabling citizens to have a safe and nutritious food, also prevent diseases and lead a healthy and happy life. Significantly, FSSAI aims to set global benchmark standards for food and also encourage food businesses to adhere to these standards. By promoting good manufacturing and hygiene practices, ultimately it enables citizens to access safe and right food. Moving forward, let's dive into the functions of FSSAI. Firstly, it is responsible for protecting and promoting public health through the regulation and supervision of food safety. Secondly, it lays down standards and guidelines for articles of food and provides licensing, registration and accreditation for food business operators. In fact, anyone selling or importing food in India must have a food license issued by the FSSAI. In addition, it also directly monitors the compliance with food regulations, particularly in the areas of food import. For example, FSSAI officers inspect imported food products to ensure they contain no harmful ingredients. To do this, selected samples are sent to accredited laboratories for the inspection. Furthermore, FSSAI is responsible for the accreditation of food testing laboratories across India, ensuring consistent and reliable food testing nationwide. Finally, it is also responsible for food certification in India, ensuring that food meets safety and quality standards. And this comprehensive role underscores the FSSAI's commitment to protecting public health and fostering trust in the food we consume. Well, moving to the next article, it says that India is set to dominate the global economic landscape, maintaining its status as the fastest growing large economy for the next 2 fiscal years. The January 2025 edition of the World Bank's Global Economic Prospects report projects that India's economy to grow at a steady rate of 6.7% in both the financial year 26 and financial year 27, significantly outpacing global and the regional peers. Well, in this context, let's discuss the India's economic growth and its global position. First of all, let's look at the economic growth projections for the fiscal year 26 and fiscal year 27. See, India's economy is expected to grow at 6.7% annually as per the World Bank. To put this into the perspective, the global economy is projected to grow at just 2.7%, with China lagging behind India at 4% growth during the same period. Furthermore, the International Monetary Fund also supports this view, projecting a growth rate of 6.5% for India during the same period. Now, let's talk about the key drivers of India's growth. Firstly, the service sector continues to be a major contributor. Specifically, the IT, business services and tourism are fueling this growth, ensuring that India remains a global hub for the services. Secondly, the manufacturing sector has seen a revival, and thanks to the government initiatives like the infrastructure development, tax simplifications and the production-linked incentive schemes. Thirdly, private consumption is likely to grow due to strong labor market conditions, better credit access and lower inflation, creating a positive cycle of demand. Lastly, investment is on the rise, supported by the favorable financing conditions and improvements in corporate balance sheets. In addition to this, India's growth is backed by the transformative government initiatives. For example, the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan is revolutionizing logistics and infrastructure development, laying the foundation for the long-term growth. Meanwhile, programs like Startup India and the PLI scheme are fostering innovative and driving growth in key sectors like the manufacturing and the digital economy. Furthermore, financial inclusion measures like the goods and service tax and initiatives promoting the digital inclusion are enhancing the ease of doing business and expanding economic access across the country. Now, let's discuss the India's pivotal role in emerging markets and the global economy. See, Together with India, China and Brazil, these three countries have accounted for approximately 60% of global growth since the start of 21st century. Additionally, emerging market and developing economies now contribute about 45% of global GDP, which is a significant jump from 25% in the year 2000. Clearly, India remains central to transformation of global economic dynamics, especially in the context of the developing economies. The next article says that a total of 83 people were injured in the Jallikattu organized at Mukkanipatti village in Pudukkottai district and Pallapatti village in Tiruchi district on Sunday. In this context, let's talk about the Jallikattu Festival. First of all, what exactly is Jallikattu? See, to explain, it is a traditional bull taming festival celebrated primarily in Tamil Nadu, usually on the third day of Pongal, known as Mattu Pongal Day. Interestingly, this is an age-old sport, dates back to 400 to 100 BCE, making it a deep-rooted tradition. The name Jallikattu is derived from the Tamil words Jalli, meaning silver or gold coins, and Kattu, meaning tide, referring to the rewards offered to the participants and the manner in which the sport is organized. It is known as Jallikattu in some regions. Now, let's understand the historical significance of Jallikattu. Origin-wise, the sport is linked to the Asian Tamil ethnic group, the IRs, who are believed to have originated the practice. Culturally, Jallikattu holds immense importance. For example, it symbolizes bravery, strength of the highly valued Tamil society. Additionally, it serves as a way to honor the bulls, which are considered vital for agriculture practices in the region. Now, how is this Jallikattu celebrated? See, in essence, the event involves the release of a bull into the crowd, where participants attempt to grab the bull's hump to stop it or ride it. Typically, the participants run alongside the bull in an effort to tame it, making the event highly intense and competitive. The bulls used in Jallikattu are often of specific breeds like Pulikulam or Kanyagam, which are highly valued in the local market for their breeding potential. Moreover, bulls that perform exceptionally well in Jallikattu events are highly sought after and often fetch premium prices in the market. In recent years, Jallikattu has evolved into a modern-day contest with the introduction of Jallikattu Premier League in the year 2018, and this league, organized by the Tamil Nadu Jallikattu Peravai and the Chennai Jallikattu Amaipu, has added a competitive dimension to these traditional festivals. As a result, Jallikattu now blends its age-old traditions with modern formats, ensuring its relevance in today's world. The last article of the day says that over the past 2 weeks, numerous dead olive Ridley turtles have washed ashore in Tamil Nadu, particularly in Chennai. Additionally, the experts have estimated that so far, between 300 and 350 turtles have been found dead. Well, in this context, let's discuss briefly about the issue. First of all, who are these olive Ridley turtles and what is their connection to India's coast? To explain, olive Ridley turtles are a species known for their breeding along India's east coast, particularly in Tamil Nadu, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. Typically, they arrive on Tamil Nadu's coast for breeding around September to October, and their nesting seasons runs from late November to the March. Interestingly, while mass nesting primarily occurs in Odisha, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, it also serves as significant nesting sites for this species. The nesting process is critical as turtles lay their eggs in sand nests, while hatchlings emerging after 45 to 60 days. But unfortunately, the death of olive Ridley turtles is primarily linked to bycatch and commercial fishing practices. For example, many turtles are getting trapped in fishing nets, particularly those used by commercial trawlers. When entangled, turtles are unable to surface for air, leading to acidification. And what makes this matter more worse is that increased fish availability in certain areas attracts more trawlers, further raising the risk of turtle entanglement. In fact, the post-mortem findings show symptoms like lesions on lungs, bulging eyes and swollen necks, all of which point to drowning as the primary cause of the death. Now, let's shift our focus to nesting and hatchling protection efforts. To safeguard these nesting sites, olive ridley turtles lay eggs on beaches and cover the nest for the protection. However, in areas with human disturbances or predation risk, hatcheries are established. These hatcheries carefully transfer the eggs, ensuring that young turtles are released safely into the sea once they hatch. Beyond this specific incident, the death of olive ridley turtles sheds light on the broader environmental challenges. For instance, it emphasizes the need for better enforcement of conservation laws and closer monitoring of human activities impacting the marine ecosystems. Issues like overfishing, pollution, and habitat destruction highlight the importance of integrating sustainable practices in fisheries and coastal management. In doing so, we can protect not just the olive ridley turtles but the entire marine biodiversity that depends on a balanced ecosystem. Well, that concludes today's edition of Daily Current Affairs by CivicCentreIAS. We hope you found this session insightful and helpful in your UPSC preparation journey. Remember, staying updated with current affairs is crucial for excelling in competitive exams like the UPSC. Thank you for joining us today.